Everybody loves saying, "I don't care what people think." Cool, until somebody you respect looks disappointed in you. Pretending you don't care is easy. Actually not caring? That's different. A lot of people confuse being strong with refusing to listen. Boss gives feedback? Hating. Friend gives advice? Jealous. Partner says they crossed a line? Too sensitive. If everybody around you is always the problem, check the common denominator. You. I knew a guy like this. Let's call him Marcus. Marcus believed backing down made him weak. Argument at work? He had to win. Disagreement with his girlfriend? He had to win. Random stranger looked at him funny. Somehow, that became the Super Bowl. This man could turn ordering chicken wings into a hostage negotiation. Why are there only 10? Sir, you ordered 10. That's not the point. Marcus wasn't stupid. Actually, he was smart. That was part of the problem. Smart people can be really good at explaining why they're never wrong. Late to work? Traffic. Forgot something? Nobody reminded him. Said something disrespectful. You misunderstood me. Lost his temper? They pushed me there. Notice the pattern? Nothing was ever Marcus's fault. And if nothing is ever your fault, nothing becomes your responsibility to fix. That's dangerous. Accountability feels like losing until you realize it's how you stop losing the same way repeatedly. One day, Marcus argued with his supervisor over a small mistake. His supervisor said, "Just fix it and send it back." That should have been the end, but Marcus heard, "You're incompetent." So now his pride entered the meeting, and pride is expensive. He argued, raised his voice, then brought up old problems. You know how arguments go. 5 minutes ago it was a spreadsheet. Now it's a Christmas party from 2 years ago. Humans are incredible. His supervisor finally said, "Marcus, go home. We'll talk tomorrow." Marcus had a choice: walk away or prove he was tough. Guess which one he picked. He kept going. 10 minutes later, security walked him out. Not because of the original mistake. The mistake was fixable. His reaction wasn't. And that is what people miss. Sometimes what hurts you isn't what happened. It's your response. Marcus didn't lose his job because he made a mistake. He lost it because his ego couldn't survive being corrected. There's a difference between having a backbone and having no brakes. A strong person can say, no. They can defend themselves. They can walk away. But they can also say, I was wrong. I handled that badly. I need to fix this. Those sentences don't make you weak. They make you harder to defeat. Because now, you can learn. You know who is really easy to control? The person who must prove something every time they feel disrespected. All I have to do is insult you, and suddenly I control your behavior. Think about that. If one rude comment can make you risk your job, your relationship, your freedom, or your future, you're not in control. The person who triggered you is. That's not toughness. That's a button anybody can press. Marcus eventually understood that. Not immediately. First, everybody else was wrong. Then, the company was against him. Then, the anger wore off, and he had to admit something uncomfortable. Nobody forced him to keep arguing. Nobody forced him to ignore the warning. Nobody forced him to turn one bad moment into a life-changing one. That part was his. And strangely, that realization gave him power. Because if you are part of the problem, you can change the outcome. Most of us have a little Marcus in us. Maybe it's relationships, family, driving, social media. Somebody says one thing, and suddenly we're typing paragraphs like our life depends on it. Sometimes the strong move is not responding. Sometimes the smartest argument is the one you refuse to have. Walking away isn't always cowardice. Sometimes winning the next 30 seconds could cost you the next 30 years. Being tough based value. Have boundaries. Stand up for yourself. Don't let people walk over you. But toughness without judgment? That's recklessness with better branding. So next time somebody preferences, ask, what do I actually gain by reacting? Not, can I win? Not, can I embarrass them? What dog, God, day? Because sometimes the biggest flex is having enough control over yourself to leave the fight sitting there. Not every battle deserves a warrior. Some of them just dead advance.